Hello and welcome to the GBHL podcast. You're here with your host GBHL Jamie, and this is a really quick update from me about the projects I've been working on since November when I last did my last hobby vlog. So I hope you enjoy it. I'm going to skip straight into the content and comment below what you think of my projects. And here is the completed Isengard force. So this is the Isengard Raiders that you'll see in the Two Towers campaign that's coming up, and I had a really sort of enjoyable time painting these. I really enjoyed sort of doing the muted browns that you see on there, so just going to go for a little zoom in. I'll pan across them all, but yeah, I just enjoyed doing the sort of the little bits of armour. The large amount of browns was really enjoyable to paint with the scale 75 range. A couple of the heroes I've left in the box just because they, well, some of them I took their bases for other projects, and Vrasku's arms fell off. Yeah, on the whole, really enjoyed painting these guys, and sort of nice to see a project come to its finish. We've got a big troll in the back there. Great sort of centerpiece for the army, and I'm really looking forward to bringing this army, I guess, to an 80-point tournament. It's not very competitive on the whole, you know, it's mainly defense 4 and 5, so strength 2 bows and combat hurts it really badly. Since strength 3 just rips through everybody on 5s. There's lots of fight 3 in the force with the Demlendings, and Uruk-hai's fight 4 isn't great either, and the heroes without sort of Saruman etc. aren't fantastic. But it's really nice to finish an army and have it done, and also having used it in a couple of games now, it's had its uses. So yes, that's one of the projects I've been on since I last hobby vlogged back in November. But now I'm going to take you on to another completed mini project, which was for the Preston event in January. And here is the completed next mini project. It was my Iron Hills Warriors and Gloin Champion of Erebor. So I obviously bought these guys at Ardicon and bought Gloin to lead them afterwards, and really wanted to use them at the Preston Open event for the GBHL League. Basically because I'd seen the rules and I thought Defence 8 was awesome, and that I wanted to try it out in practice. I was a little bit worried that Defence 8 was reachable by a mass amount of troops, as it has that potential to take the game back to what was boring about the original Lord of the Rings game, where there was lots of Defence 6 and Strength 3 about, so everybody is 6s, and now the game's in a bit of a phase where Strength 4 is very reachable, with Piercing Strike available to lots of things, and lots of things having Strength 4 basic, that it might go back to that game of 6s, so I wanted to test them out and see if my worries were grounded, and they weren't. It's really tough if you enforce yourself to move back the inch and force your opponent to move back the inch to actually maintain shield wall, because when you lose a fight you back away the inch and you keep it, but then when you win the fight, it's sort of, when your lines move about that much with the full inch, it changes it a lot. And so they often were Defense 7, and when things could reach Strength 5, they went through them just as easily. So I really enjoyed the army, and I actually, after the event, went and bought another pack of the Warriors of the Iron Hills. They are still in the box from Forge World. I've not even got them out yet, but yeah, they were a really sort of quick paint job, and I would do more to them next time to make it a little bit easier on myself. So how I painted these was I sprayed them. I built them all up, stuck them to the bases, and then sprayed them with bulk gun metal, or whichever the silver spray can is now. When I do the next set, I'm going to spray them on their component parts, because what I found really tough was when you build them and you spray them, and you've got to try and get the dwarf flesh into where the helmet is. It's a really tiny space, and it's blocked off a little bit by the spear and the shield. So I'll be painting them as their component parts next time and gluing them together at the end. And what I've been told really helps if you do something like this is wherever you've got the sort of the contact points on the model, if you put a little bit of blue tack where the contact will be on either end, and then when you spray them, you can peel the blue tack off and it's left without any paint on it, so the bond is stronger between those two parts. But overall, really enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to writing lists with the Iron Hills, and especially looking forward to when the crossbow packs come out. But that was a really nice sort of 12 model blast through to get onto my into a tournament army and say I've used some of the new Hobbit stuff. Next up is a project I have been working on for such a long time, but thanks to Gethin at the league final, I am now able to continue it. So we'll check that out now. Yep, it's the Corsairs of Umbar. For those of you that have been following my hobby vlogs for ages, you'll know I've had these guys on my painting desk for so long, but I finally managed to get my hands on a box of 24 to fill out the rest of the force, and I've also got my hands on a few captains as well. So I finally have everything I need. All I need to do is actually sit down with a paintbrush and get these guys finished, because again, it's another force I really want to take to an 80-point tournament. Just a bunch of Corsairs of Umbar, no Reavers or anything, nothing filthy, and just sort of enjoy the piratey theme. I also want to take them on these boats I've got to help transport them between games. You can see them there. But yeah, that's a project that is on the paint table, but is nowhere near completion. I've got 24 warriors and 3 heroes to do for that. But it's something I would love to finish up and try and take to an 80-point tournament in the future. And also it'd be cool to see like a sort of a nautical battle between Corsairs of Umbar and the sort of the Warriors of Gondor, as it were. And then I've got one ship each, and we can use the sailing rules, and it'd be awesome. And yeah, this is a project I want to sort of plough ahead with. But there's more stuff that comes in front of them, sadly, that is linked to the Two Towers campaign that Harry and I are recording, and I'm actually travelling down to London on the 4th and 5th of Feb to record some of the scenarios with Damien, as I just don't have the models and I know he's got them painted up, which would be awesome to get rolling. So yeah, Corsairs of Umbar will happen eventually, but we'll just have to wait and see. This is that project that takes priority over the Corsairs of Umbar. It's the Uruk-hai force. Now, from seeing Harry's hobby vlog, I know that he's actually got quite a few of his Uruk-hai done, which is awesome because it's less painting for me to do. But what I do need to get done are these Uruk-hai sappers, the bombs at the back here, and all these ladders. And that's going to be for the Siege of Helms Deep. And I've actually got a Helms Deep, which I've not realised I've not brought with me. So give me a sec. Boom, Helms Deep. So yeah, that's what I've got from Games Workshop and from one of the members of our community who very kindly sold it to me. Kindly, I gave him money and he sold it to me. But thank you for sorting that out and getting it shipped and getting it done so well in advance. Yeah, so what's great about the Helms Deep set from the Games Workshop is that obviously it is perfect scale. Things sit on the walls fantastically, but what you get are the main entrance and these two walls, but they're all curved, so there's no deeping wall. So what I've got to do for the Helms Deep scenario is build a deeping wall with explosion taken out of it as well. Fortunately, in the Two Towers campaign book there is a fantastic guide for how to do this, and basically I'm going to head down to Fred Aldous, one of the hobby stores in Manchester, and pick up some styrofoam, like dense styrofoam to make into it, which should be pretty cool. And also the sheets are so big that I should have some left over to make the ramp leading up to Helms Deep Gate House. So yeah, that's that, but it's not all over, because more projects always fling themselves around on the side. And the next one is a little bit, I've nicknamed them, well, my Ghetto Mirkwood spiders, and I'll show you them in a sec. And here they are, the Ghetto Mirkwood spiders. So there's the scenario in the There and Back Again rulebook, which arrived just the other day. Oh, it's still in its cellophane wrapping, and you can see the camera in the back there. And there's a scenario in here that you require those 18 Mirkwood spiders. Now, as much as I always support Games Workshop, it's £11 a spider. You need 18 of them. It's too much money, in all honesty. Just for that one scenario, it's a bit too much money. So I went down a different route, and this is not it's not an original idea by any means. I took the idea from Titans Wargamers. Is that the name of it? The Titans Wargame Club down in London. they, at their Shadow and Sorcery event, had a scenario called the Spawn of Ungoliant, and they had on every table a spider like this, which is a generic sort of cheap Halloween spider. These guys come in packs of 9, so 2 packs was perfect, as the 18 are required. And basically you just give them a really small amount of paint, so like make the eyes stand out, paint the bodies brown just to give them a little bit of variance. And well, these guys still need basing, but I just got some cheap MDF bases from Element Games, and I think the whole project cost me about £15 maybe. So it's a really cost-effective way of playing that scenario, because 18 Mirkwood spiders is too many Mirkwood spiders. Firstly, to own and build, they are spindly as anything, and it's just too cost prohibitive. So these guys are getting done. However, I do believe that Damien and Tom, there's the lead-up scenario to that where you've got Bilbo alone in the woods. I believe they have actually got 6 Mirkwood spiders from the SBG magazine and have recorded a battle report for it. So fingers crossed that should be on the channel within the next few weeks. So, touch wood, Damien and Tom can get that sorted. But for the sort of the 3-way matchup, that is the Thorin's Company, Tariel Legolas, the Mirkwood Rangers, and these spiders, myself, Harry, and one of our local guys, Callum, will hopefully maybe be recording that once everything's painted up. So it'd be really cool to do. We just really like the idea of doing a 3-way battle report, so hopefully that's something for the future. Now, I believe that is all the Hobbit SBG stuff I've had going on over the past few months. What I have also got, and I'll show you that in a sec, is a sort of stylized, painted up my Walking Dead All Out War from Mantic Games. I'm not too happy with it, but I'll show you it anyway. And here are the miniatures for the Walking Dead All Out War by Mantic Games. It's a game system I picked up because I think it was about 30 quid for the starter set, effectively, which gets you the heroes you see in front of you, including one more, but I painted him up in a different style, in sort of like the normal style, but I couldn't be bothered putting that much effort into everybody, so I went for this other sort of stylized painting scheme. I'm not sold on it, but I'm not unhappy with it. It looks decent enough. Obviously, the reason I got it was I like The Walking Dead a lot. Really enthused by Season 7, at least the beginning to it. Went a bit off tilt in the middle. But wanted to pick it up, see what the game was like, see what the mechanics are like, because I think a great way of sort of learning more about the wargaming hobby is to play many different games, and then you can really appreciate what's good in the system and where things can potentially change in a system. So I picked it up. It's really interesting mechanic-wise. At the walkers, which I shall attempt to seamlessly scroll over to, are here. They act as sort of like moving terrain pieces. They are a neutral faction in the game and will just attack the nearest people due to some AI rules that they have. There's a really good sort of demo game over at Beasts of War, and I'd like to play it myself. It just requires a lot of very specific terrain, which I don't have currently. But yeah, it's pretty interesting. Whether it goes on the channel or not, I don't know, but I'd like to try it out at some point. So if you have got this far in the video, please do comment below. Let me know what you think of this sort of style of painting. I think it works reasonably well for the Walking Dead All Out War. As I'll show you the box art. This is what it was inspired by. Zoom out. Whoop. So that's the good guys. You can see they're black and white, and then the zombies are in red. And that's what these guys were meant to be mimicking, as it were. So yeah, I believe that is all I've done and have to do since my last one in November. Obviously I've got some more board games, but I can't bother talking about them. I still need to paint up and build my Gore Chosen, and yeah, that is it. Hopefully once I get back from Damien's, I'll be in a place to start releasing the videos Harry and I have recorded for the Two Towers, and then you'll get some regular meaty content that would be pretty cool to have. Well, I hope you've enjoyed my hobby vlog update, guys. Be sure to comment, like, share and subscribe. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Support your Hobbit host in the links below. Support your Hobbit hobby, and happy strategy battle gaming, everyone.